Okay, now number 9 is a calculator problem. It says that just use a graphing calculator. Now, using a graphing calculator with this is kind of, you would probably want to do it by hand. I mean, you could multiply this line by 2, add, and quickly solve for y, plug it in, get x. I mean, it'd be faster, okay? But what you want to do is you want to prepare yourself for, the 3x3s, the 4x4s, the 5x5s, and those are beyond the scope of this class. But, if we had more time, we could get into like actual systems that involve like very, complex type of scenarios. But we're going to keep it simple and just know that, you can have as many variables as you want, linear systems that are massive, but, you can solve it as long as you have a matrix. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and write this in augmented matrix form, taking just the coefficients and the constants on this side here. So we have these coefficients here in front of the variables. Notice that we just kept each equation, okay, in its own row. These constants get put here. Okay, now here what we do is we just RREF. So this problem is really just being able to RREF. All right, so I have all of those matrices here. I'm going to go ahead and just delete them real quick because I just don't want to muddy the water. So I go to matrix, it's all clear. And so I'm going to go ahead and store into A. I'm going to edit. I'm going to make a 2x3. Okay, 2x3. And that's negative 2, 7, 19, 1, 3, and 10. Okay, now I go to the home screen. I'm going to clear that. So I go to now second matrix and I call forth, I go to math and then I go down, scroll down. Now all of this is linear algebra, like elementary linear algebra in college, and you'd learn all this stuff, but this is the guy. He was the great friend. So here's the RREF, row reduced echelon form. Now I will go back to matrix again, go to the same menu, grab A. I don't have to close it, but let's make it official. And when I hit enter, looks like my identity matrix is located right here. Okay, these 2x2s, and it looks like x equals 1 and y equals 3. So if you got stuck, or if these in particular, yeah, you do it by hand. But what if I did this? What if I put a decimal there? Added a 510, and then put a 0.03, and then a put 100. Matrix, right? Yeah, it's just a 2x2, but man, when these things get wild, and that's actually going to be on your test, so a heads up, you're going to have something that you cannot do by hand. It would be too hard, but with this matrix, it will like that, okay? So, and I'll say explicitly, you got to use your calculator for this one, okay? So heads up. So this is the kind of thing that you're going to see on your test. You're going to have like a point, decimals of very large numbers, and then you're going to have to use the RREF function, because doing it by hand would just be too burdensome. So that's your final answer. That is where those two lines intersect. Okay, let's see. In this, can we do 10? Okay, so number 10 actually just had the system. Okay, I'll actually just put it right here. It had the system here, and we just want to put it in an augmented matrix. So that's all that I asked, an augmented matrix. Augmented just means that it has this guy right here. It has this bar there, okay? It means it's not square, essentially. You have the square part, but the augmentation are the constants that it actually equals, okay? So we're just going to make sure that we have a x, y, z, so 1, 1, 1 equals 9, 4, 3, negative 1, negative 6, and then negative 1, negative 1, 2, 21. That's it. I'm not asking you to do anything else with that. I just really, it's a vocab question. Can you make an augmented matrix? Okay? Now, I would probably say then that you'll have ones where there won't be any, there'll be lots of places where there are no variables. So if there's not a variable, for example, if that x was not there, you would have to put a 0. I'm also going to give you a heads up in that this problem, the variables could be rearranged. All right? So if you're watching this video, you have an advantage because I'm going to rearrange them. I'm going to have a negative x here and then the 2z over there, or something like that. So you're going to have to align them to me. Every single problem you guys have done, they've been aligned. So the one on the test will not. It is going to be kind of a gotcha question, but it's an easy question if you recognize that issue. Okay? All right, so that is 9 and 10. I'll stop there actually.